Okay, I think we are live. Everything should be running smoothly. Let me just send the link so you can now join the free weekly outlook. Okay, perfect. So this is for the announcement in the Discord, and we will now do the announcement on Instagram too. So let's do it right now. So okay, we're now live for the free weekly outlook on For Traders YouTube channel. Okay, that's good, like that. And then I'm gonna as well do a little copy paste for the link. Okay, and then we're gonna just paste the link, and then everything will be set and ready to go. Watch now. Okay, perfect. Bam. Story. Okay, so yeah guys, I hope everyone is doing well. We're gonna do the little breakdown, of course, and the weekly outlook for all trades. Hello everyone, hello. So yeah, if you have any questions, like usually, you can always write them in the chat, and if not, at the end of the live stream, we're gonna be giving away a free funded account, like usually on For Traders. So basically a free 6K funded account. But before we do all of that, first of all, let's add the watermark on what I'm looking for, and let's do the analysis. So yeah guys, I hope, by the way, everyone is doing well. And yeah, so we're gonna do the weekly outlook of my major Forex pairs. The story has been uploaded, so everything is now done. So yeah guys, we're gonna do the markup of and the outlook of my major Forex pairs. We're gonna go as well on gold and indices a little bit later on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can do it right now. First of all, we're gonna start with EuroUSD. So on EuroUSD, again, my strategy, I'm going from the higher time frame, and then I'm gonna scale it down to the lower time frame. So on EuroUSD, what I'm looking for right now, it's pretty much this. So we have this range. We're broke structure to the downside exactly. We're broke structure to the downside exactly right here. So this created us a high and a low, as you can see. So we can now take our Fibonacci from the high to the low. So this is the high, this is the low that I marked up. And we can identify all valid POIs in that range. So my valid POIs are on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, we have this 2 candlestick POI that is a valid 4 hour POI. And except for that, we don't have anything else on the 4 hour. Why? It's because everything else is not completely above the 0.5% of the Fibonacci, so it's not completely in discount, completely in premium, sorry. So as you can see right here, technically we have this 2 candlestick right here that can be considered as a valid POI right here. But the issue is that it's not completely above the 0.5% of the Fibonacci, so it's not completely in premium, so it's not a valid POI according to my rules. So on the 4 hour, we don't have anything else. But if you go on the 1 hour, we can always see if there is something else. So 1 hour, nothing new, we'll just have this 1 hour POI exactly right here. So as you can see, we have this 1 hour POI exactly right here connected to this huge fair value gap / imbalance, and it's still not mitigated, so we still have some liquidity right here. And on the 1 hour as well, a little bit above, we as well have this 1 hour POY right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is what we have for EuroUSD. This is what we have for EuroUSD exactly right here. So since the previous week we were somewhere around in this area there. Since the previous week, we just basically pushed a little bit more to the downside, and now we're having a little pullback. Someone is saying, please share your fib settings. This is my fib settings, guys. So if you want the fib settings, they're all there. So yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I just have the 0, the 0.5, and the 1. Honestly, this is white and it's like half opacity, and this is yellow and it's full opacity. The colors, you can change them, doesn't really matter. Okay, and by the way, as well, for my fib, I removed the trend line. There is usually a trend line, like right here, you see there's like a trend line. I removed it because it's not useful and it's just taking space on the chart for no valid reasons, and my line is the smallest one, so the tiniest one possible. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, we can move on into GPUSD. So GPUSD, same thing right here. We had some internal structure, but the internal structure got destroyed, so now we still keep the huge structure. Remember, on the previous week we were saying that there was really a lot of POIs. It's still the case. There's still a lot of POIs. We still didn't mitigate any of them, and of course we're not entering only on a POI, right? We need to wait for a confirmation. We need to wait for a POI mitigation, and then for a 15-minute change of character / break of structure to the downside. So even if you have a lot of POIs, doesn't really matter, just because at the end of the day you never know which one of the POIs will react. And second of all, you're not going to enter in all of them. If prices getting really aggressive and destroys all of them, you're not going to have any trade. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Okay, so what about those 2 candle pullback? Are they not ranges? So if you're talking about this pullback right here, they're really, really aggressive ranges. Technically, I would understand, but a 2 candle pullback on the higher time frame is too small for me to consider a range. This even here, you know, it's technically a 2 candlestick pullback. We have a bit more, but this is the highest point. Like this body closure, it's technically the highest point of the pullback. So same thing, they're really, really small. I consider them internal. You know, I considered them internal. Like on the 1 hour, I was trying to look for a trade, but then we just destroyed everything. So right now we're approaching close to the 0.5% of the fib. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do this and then we just continue to push to the downside. Because again, the previous ranges we pushed up and we destroyed the smallest pullbacks. So for now, this can just be considered as some inducement at that point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Someone said, what time frame you use mostly? I'm identifying my zones on the higher time frame, so the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and I'm looking for my entries on the 15 minutes and like lower time frame. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But mostly I'm identifying my trades on the higher time frame first, and then I refine them basically. Okay. We can go as well on USD GPY. So same thing, since the previous week we didn't move much. We still have the same thing as we had previously. So if you watched my live stream on the previous week and all other previous weeks as well. So yeah, we already have the same thing. So basically what's going on, overall we're bullish, right? Overall we're bullish, we're pushing to the upside. We're breaking structure to the upside here, breaking structure to the upside here. As you can see, so we broke structure here, we broke structure here. So overall, we're bullish. Now we have this range from this low to this high. because this is the last break of structure to the upside right here. So yeah, and by the way, my break of structures, I'm identifying them from body closures to another body closures. That's how my strategy works. I know some people do it from wicks to body closures. At the end of the day, it really depends of your own strategy, how you backtest it, and stuff like that. So yeah, USD GPY right here, we just basically have this range from this low to this high, and that's pretty much it. Then we can identify our Fibonacci. So if the range is from this low to this high, this means that your fib will go from down to up right here. And now your goal is to identify all your valid POYs. You can identify them below the 0.5% of the current range and one range prior. So one range prior would be this one. That's why I still have some POYs in the bottom, as you can see right here. So yeah, we can identify first of all the 4-hour POYs. In the current range right here, we don't have any 4-hour POYs, as you can see. So the only 4-hour POY we have are actually lower. They're here. But we can as well go on the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we can zoom in right here, see if we have anything interesting. So this POY not valid. There's no fair value gap right here. We have as well a 1 hour POY right here. This one is valid because there is a little fair value gap right here. So by the way, this is USD GPY on the 1 hour. And in the bottom right here, we have as well a 1 hour POY right here. And we have as well a 1 hour POY right here. So yeah, this is all the POYs we have on USD GPY. So same thing, we're just gonna wait for the POY mitigation, then a 15-minute change of character / break of structure to the upside as we wanna buy. And yeah, then we're gonna enter, and that's pretty much it. Someone said one of the best teachings on TikTok. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate it. It's really nice to hear things like that. Okay, so now we can go and move on GBP GPY. So strategy also work for 15 minutes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The strategy works for the 15 minutes. If you're looking for the lower time frame variation, it works as well. Hayden Lens said hi. So hello. Hope you're doing well. Do you trade gold? Yeah, I do trade gold, guys. We can do GBP GPY, and then we're gonna go on gold, and we can as well go quickly on indices and stuff like that. But this live stream will be maybe a little bit quicker than usual, guys, because again, nothing really changed since the previous week. So the previous week I was explaining like a lot of things for the strategy and stuff like that. So I really recommend you to watch the recording of the previous week's live stream. They're all in my Discord, and they're all on ForTraders YouTube channel as well. So basically you just go right here, and there's gonna be all the recordings right here. On the weekly outlook, you have all the recordings of all the lives. So yeah, you don't see it, it's here. You have all the recordings of all the live streams every single week. I share it right here in the free Discord. Okay, except for that, let's go on GBP GPY. So we have this 4-hour POY, as you can see, at price tapped into it. Then we can go and move until the 15 minutes. Okay, so this is interesting, guys. By the way, this is something that is going on right now, right? So on the previous week, we identified, on the previous week, we were somewhere around right here. We were in this range, okay? But now we pushed down. Why? Because we broke structure to the downside right here. So we have a new range. This is the new high. This is the new low of the range. So same thing. Now you take the Fibonacci from this high to this low. And your goal is to identify your POYs. As you want to sell, you're going to identify them above the 0.5, like I was explaining. And in this case, you have this 4-hour POY. This 4-hour POY doesn't have any inducement because, as you can see right here, price just pushed up. There was nothing close to the POY. In the leg, there is no inducement. So what does that mean? It just means that we tapped into this 4-hour POY, but if you want to take a trade based on this POY, you need to lower your risk, because again, as there's no inducement, that means that it just means that you need to lower your risk, because it can be a trap, and it can mean that above right here price can continue up, sweep the liquidity, see trade right here, investigate the POY and go down. So here it can just be a trap. Okay, so that's why no inducement means half risk. Okay, so yeah. So someone said, can you explain what a POY is? So it's a point of interest. Okay, so POY means point of interest. It's as well a synonym for order block. I don't know if you heard about for order block before, but yeah. And how I identify my POYs is basically the opposite color candle connected to a little imbalance or a fair value gap. So yeah, as you can see, opposite color candle. So this is a blue candle pushing down. So this is a bullish candle. And as I want to look for a bearish POY, that's the opposite, because the bearish POY is to the downside and the bullish is to the upside. So in this case, that's the bullish candle, and it's connected to a little fair value gap. It's called point of interest because this is where we're gonna have most likely the chance to have a reaction, because there's limit orders sitting there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Someone said, please look at Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Bitcoin after finishing analyzing GBP GPY. And French accent, I don't know, my accent is mixed. I'm basically from Ukraine, but I live in Quebec, so I speak French every single day, because in Quebec we speak French. So Quebec, Canada, by the way, it's a province for people who don't know. But yeah, my accent is like mixed. Anyway, so now we tapped into this 4-hour POY, right? So what does that mean? What do we do with this information that now we tapped into this 4-hour POY? Okay, we go on the 15 minutes. So this is what I was explaining. We're not gonna straight away just enter right here, stop loss above the high, and enter and pray for the best, right? We need to wait for a confirmation. The confirmation will be on the 15 minutes. And on the 15 minute, we want to see a 15-minute change of character. Okay, so as we tapped into the POY right here, we need to identify our last pullback. So the last pullback happened here. As you can see, this is the last pullback. So this means that this is the low that we need to break. Okay, so this is the low that we need to break to have our change of character. If price instead breaks structure to the upside first without breaking to the low, we're gonna have a new break of structure to the upside, and we're gonna have a new range from this low to this high, right? So then the low to break will move, but for now it doesn't move. Okay, it stays the same because we still have this structure right here, and this never happened. So as this is the last break of structure, this is the low, this is the high, and this is in between what we're trading right now. So everything that is going on between a high and a low, like I said in my video about market structure, it stays in a range. So it doesn't matter that we break structure here, as long as we never break structure to the upside, we don't have a new range. So for now, we're gonna wait for this break of structure / change of character. And if we have this break of structure, we're gonna be able to identify our new POY right here and enter like this. So this is basically how the strategy works. You wait for a break of structure / change of character first. You identify your new extreme POY on the lower time frame, so the 15 minute, 5 minute, and 1 minute. Place your stop loss above the high and target the hourly low with partials at 103 risk reward ratio and break even. So yeah, that's how the strategy works. You know, it's super simple, nothing really complicated to do here. But yeah, first of all, we need to wait for the break of structure. A little trick that I can give you guys to wait for a break of structure and not miss it is to put an alert. But don't place the alert just by placing an alert right here with a little plus. Because if you do this, you'll just get notified when price crosses this level without, you know, taking into consideration if it's a body closure, if it's just a wick. And for having a valid break of structure, we already know that we need a body closure, right? So the trick to have an alert that only triggers you and only notifies you when you have a body closure below a certain level or above, doesn't matter, In this case, it's below. Instead of adding alert right here, you add an horizontal line. So then you will say, okay, well, that's kind of weird. Why do I need to add an horizontal line? Because look, if you add an horizontal line, by the way, I changed the opacity of my line, but let me just put it bigger so you can see it. So when you add an horizontal line right here, you can place it like an alert. So let's say I want to add it and I want to place it right here. I can as well click on this little blue box, okay? If I click on this little blue box and I press Control, then it's gonna automatically like magnify it to the wicks and to the body closures. So that way you're sure that you have the exact level when you get notified. So I magnify it to this point by pressing on Control on my keyboard. So you know this key. So yeah, you press Control, you hold it, you click on this blue line, and it's gonna automatically magnify it. And then you just double click on it. You're not double clicking on it, sorry. You go on top right here, and this is something that should appear, and then you click on Add Alert. So this is where you should like modify the chart color, whatever. But basically you click on Add Alert right here, and something like this will appear, okay? So this is when you can customize your alerts, right? This is where you can customize your alerts by what you want them to do. So if you want to get notified when there is a body closure only, you need to select once per bar close, okay? So that means that when price will cross and close below that level, you will have a notification. And same thing, you can have crossing up, crossing down. I just keep it crossing because it's just easier, and that's it. So yeah, once per bar close, create, and then right here you will have your alert created. As you can see, it's showing right here, but you have the alert created. So when price will cross this level, it will automatically send you a notification. And you can do exactly the same thing, by the way, with the upside. So same thing, you add an horizontal line, you click it, you magnify it, you add alert, and same thing. That way, when you're gonna have as well a move to the upside, right? What it's gonna do is gonna send you a notification too. So that way you will know that there's gonna be a new range. So by the way, your alerts, guys, you can use it for everything, right? So you will receive a notification when you have a new range, and you can as well customize what the alert says, by the way. So you have the notification, you can as well customize the notification, but you can as well customize the message, right? So message. So right here, for example, you can say GP 15 minutes new range, and then you will have the notification when you're gonna have the new range, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it on how you play with alerts and how you can be always notified when there is a trade, so you're not missing any position. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions. But there is an inducement in the highs and lows right here. If you're talking about this as inducement, technically yes, but it's because it's pretty weak as inducement. Like technically it's true that we broke structure to the downside right here a little bit, so that's just internal. That's just like an internal break. So it's not really a strong inducement at all. Why do you consider that 2 candle pullback on GBP GPY as a range but not the one on USD GPY? USD GPY, I don't quite get it what you're saying. The 2 candlestick pullback is on the 15 minutes right here. It's on the 15 minutes only. On the higher time frame, it doesn't apply. On the higher time frame, you're looking at the pullback with the fib. Hi, I thought you would stream yesterday. Yeah, I moved the stream to today because yesterday I had an event, so I couldn't be home. So yeah, I'm streaming today instead. But usually it's always on Saturdays. Yeah, that's true. So Are you French? I'm not French, guys. I'm Ukrainian, but I live in Quebec, so I speak French every single day. Okay, so on GBP GPY, before market taps on the POY in the first range and start consolidating before then tap in the POY, can we take full risk? Before market taps on the POY in the first range, it starts consolidating. I'm kind of don't understand really your question. The first POY on the first range, this one, and starts consolidating before tapping the POY. I mean, if it's, for example, right here, okay, the only reason if you want to take full risk would be if price gives you a fake entry. So, for example, break structure downside. If it breaks structure downside, then sweep you out. Technically, for the second try, you can have full risk, but for now, for the first try, it's half risk. The only reason why it could be full risk is that if price comes up, sweep the liquidity above. So sweep the liquidity above right here. That's the only reason then, and then reacts, of course, so then something like this, and then gives you the entry. Then you can take it full risk. For now, it's a bit too weak for it to be full risk. So wait a minute. There's someone calling me. I'm just gonna answer the person who is calling me. Okay. Now let's go on gold. Let's go on gold, guys. So gold didn't change. It's exactly the same thing as we had on the previous week. So yeah, it's the exact same thing that we had on the previous week for like I don't know how many weeks. So I'm just having a POY in the bottom on like the 1 hour, and that's it. Why? It's because this is technically the break that we had to the downside. So now we're stuck in a range that doesn't make any sense, and it's just not moving at all that much. So yeah, gold is really boring. For my strategy, gold is really boring right now on the higher time frame. So we already had a reaction from a 4-hour POY right here. We already had a reaction, but since then we don't have anything else. And someone said that we want to go on Bitcoin, so we're gonna analyze Bitcoin to BTC USD. I'm looking for the broker. Okay, so let's go on Forex.com. So we had some trades. I mean, we had some POYs right here in the past. We had some trades, as you can see, some little reactions, but now Bitcoin is more pushing down again. Bitcoin is getting more in a downtrend again. So if you're looking at it, yeah, we broke structure downside here first, then we broke structure to the downside here again. So right now Bitcoin is in a downtrend. If you're trading it overall, of course, overall we're expecting it to push higher, but right now, more likely right now it's in a downtrend because the market structure is bearish. So according to my strategy for Bitcoin, you can identify again your high and your low. That would be your range, and then identify your 4-hour POY. So we have a 4-hour POY here, we have a 4-hour POY here, and we have as well another 4-hour POY here. So this is all the 4-hour POYs that we can look for some sells. And of course, you can as well go on the 1 hour and see if there is anything else on the 1 hour in between, but I don't think so. So yeah, for Bitcoin, that's pretty much all we have. We have the 4-hour POY right here, and that's it. Okay, let's go quickly on USD CHF. So USD CHF, we had a little trade right here on the previous week. Now we broke structure to the upside right here, so we created basically a huge range from the bottom to the top because we broke structure to the upside, and this is the lowest point connected to the previous high. So same thing, now we can identify our valid POYs. So we have a 4-hour POY exactly right here. We have as well a 4-hour POY exactly right here, and we have as well a 4-hour POY in the bottom exactly right here. So this is all the 4-hour POYs that we have. So one here, one here, one here. We can as well go on the 1 hour. So again, right now what I'm doing, I'm identifying all valid POYs below the 0.5% of the fib. So as I want to buy, I want them to be in discount, so below the 0.5% of the Fibonacci. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What do we have? We just have this 1 hour POY as well that is valid on the 1 hour, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that sounds good. So this is all the POYs we have. This is all the POYs we have, so we can take and place our limit, not limit, but alert right here. So that way when we're gonna have a notification when price will cross this level. So by the way, when we want a POY mitigation, we don't need a body closure. It's only with a wick. The body closure, it's only for break of structure. So when we have a POY mitigation, the normal alert, it's fine. So okay, that's good for USD CHF. Here we had a little loss on the previous week on USD CAD, as you can see. So of course my strategy, it's not always wins, but we had as well a really nice win on AUD CHF right here for 1 to 5. So yeah, like usually trading, it's all about risk management. Anyway, it's impossible to have a 100% win rate. So USD CAD, same thing. We have pretty much the same range. So same thing, you can identify now all the POYs below the 0.5% of the fib, because again, you want to buy. And why we're identifying them below the 0.5, it's really simple. It's because that's the pullback that we need for having a new range. So if we have less than a 0.5% pullback, it's just considered, depending of course, but it's just considered at the beginning like an inducement. So that's why it doesn't make sense to consider, for example, this POY, because it's not completely below the 0.5%. So that means that it can be a trap. So we have this 4 hour POY exactly right here and nothing else on the 4 hour. So we can move on into the 1 hour. Right here, not valid because it's not connected to a fair value gap or an imbalance. So as you can see right here, this is the fair value gap. This is the POY. There is an empty space between the two boxes, so that's not valid. The two boxes needs to be connected. In this case, they're not connected because we have a little wick in between that invalidates it. Except for that, here, for example, you see this is the 1 hour POY, and this one, oops, and this one is valid. Why? It's because we have the fair value gap connected to it, and now the two boxes, they see there's no empty space in between them, so it's valid. And except for that, we have as well a 1 hour POY in the bottom exactly right here. So this is everything we have for USD CAD. So USD CAD, we can extend the POY, extend the POY, extend the POY. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we have for USD CAD. So we can place a little alert. So we're going to get notified when there is a trade. And the AUD USD, we don't have anything yet. We have this range, but overall we're bearish. As you can see, overall we're bearish. We only had one break to the upside to be bullish, so that's not good. We need at least two, and here only one happened. So basically right now we're kind of in a consolidation ish, you know. So people might say, oh, okay, but it looks bullish, I'm going to look for buys. But in my opinion, and according to my strategy, it's too early to look for buys because we only had one break. One break can just be like a liquidity sweep right here. We never know. So that's why there is this range, but I'm not doing anything in this range. I'm waiting for either a break to the upside or another break to the downside. That's why there is a line here. Let's go now on NZD USD. So NZD USD, same thing. We had a little pullback, but the pullback is really aggressive. It didn't came close at all to the 0.5. So we just extend the fib and we just have now this as a new POY on the 4 hour and some other 4 hour POY right here, and there it sits. And on the 1 hour, we don't have anything else on the 1 hour. We just have this 1 hour POY exactly right here. This 1 hour POY looks like it's already mitigated, but if you zoom in, you'll see that there is a tiny gap right between the POY and this wick. So there is a little fair value gap. So that means that this POY is valid. So sometimes you need as well to zoom in to see if there is a fair value gap or not, because it can be a trap. So yeah, NZD USD, same thing. We just have those POYs, and that's pretty much it. Guys, gold, like I said previously, I'm not having anything interesting on gold according to my strategy right now. We're in this bearish. Overall, we're really bullish. Like really. Am I back? I think I crashed. Oh, okay. I think I'm back. Okay, perfect. My connection crashed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so yeah, guys. Euro GBP, same thing. We have overall this momentum. This is the last break of structure to the upside, and I consider this range as internal, because overall we're stuck still in this huge range. We're still stuck in this huge range because this is technically the last break of structure to the upside. All of this is internal. Why all of this is internal? It's because the previous range was as well huge. You know, so if you're looking at the structure, this is internal. So we have this huge break, you know, this huge break. So this is the lowest point, this is the highest point, and we didn't come that close to 0.5. So that's why this little structure, I considered it internal, and that's why we have a little 1 hour POY internal exactly right here. If you consider it overall, I would understand too, but for it to be less risky, I just considered it internal, and we still have some other POYs that we had on the previous week below. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for all my major Forex pairs. Now, for indices, same thing. We kind of destroyed all the POYs that we had for NAS. We swept the liquidity, now we're reacting. Same thing for S&P, we destroyed everything, now we're just pushing down, you know. We still have an extreme POY right here for reaction for S&P, and on NAS we have as well an extreme POY right here. For US 30, we still have some POYs right here as well, and gold, like I said, that's it. There's nothing much going on. Like, that's the only last POY, but anyway, even this POY looks pretty old, to be honest. So yeah. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's it for the oh my god, the weekly outlook. So someone said, are we doing a giveaway today? Yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway exactly right now. So let me see, can you take a look at NAS? So yeah, NAS is exactly right here. This is what's going on according to my strategy. We just had a liquidity sweep right now on NAS, to be honest. So, and we're having this POY below, so if we go back down, it could be interesting to look for a reaction. If a new range covers an old range using it as liquidity, then market made a change of character on the new range. Does that mean it has broken two ranges or still a single range? So when you had, for example, let's say, for example, right here, you have multiple ranges, right? And price breaks structure to the upside once. It doesn't mean, this is technically, yeah, that's a change of character, but it's not confirmed a reversal. Why? It's because this can just be liquidity, right? If there is a POY right here, price can tap into the POY, sweep the liquidity, and then push down. So that's considered only as one break. If we have then a second break like this, then we have a break of the previous high, of the new high. This is now a reversal. So one break, it's fine to use the range as liquidity because one break is not strong enough to look for a reversal yet. So yeah. Okay. Check comment. Who is comment? I don't know who is comment. I speak too much. Waiting, reply in comment. I don't understand your comment. Anyway, guys, so yeah, that's the end for the the live. But before we finish the live, we're gonna do the giveaway. So like usually, if you want to participate in the giveaway, you just need to go on For Traders YouTube channel. So let me show you. So basically, we're doing always at the end of every single live stream a giveaway. So to participate in the giveaway, it's quite simple. You just need to go on YouTube exactly right here. And when you write For Traders, when you write For Traders, exactly right here, you will have the For Traders YouTube channel. And this is the live stream that we are currently doing. So the free weekly outlook. So you need to join this because I'm going to end the live on TikTok. And if you want to participate in the giveaway, you need to join this. So then you will be able to answer the question and have the chance to win the 6K challenge. So yeah, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to just as well DM me on Instagram. So yeah, right here it says DMs are open, so you can just DM me on Instagram and reply to everyone. And if you want to participate to the giveaway, you need to go to YouTube and join this live. So it's the same live, guys, it's just that I'm streaming on YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm ending the live stream right now. If you want to have the chance to win the 6K funded account, you can go on For Traders. So yeah, have a nice end of the day, guys, for everyone on TikTok. And we're going to live stream the giveaway right now. So, okay, this is done. So we're going to wait for people to join. By waiting for people to join, I'm going to be getting ready for my question. So like usually, guys, we're not a lot of people today, right? We're not a lot of people. We're only like 18 right now. So we're gonna wait for more people to join, but you have a lot of chances to win right now, right? You have a lot of chances to win the account because there's not that much people who will participate. So if I just remind the rules, you will have a question to answer. The first 5 people who answers the right who gives the right answer will put their name in the wheel of names right here. And then the winner, you can just contact me on Instagram and I'm gonna send you a code that will give you a 100% off. So you'll basically have your account for free. So yeah, if you have any other questions, you can always DM me on Instagram like usually. But before that, let me just do the question. So guys, for the question, like usually, what we're doing, you need to answer A, B, C, or D. If you answer before I show the question, you're automatically disqualified. So you cannot pre-shot the answer, right? You need to wait for the answer and then you can reply to it. If not, you're automatically disqualified. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me write the question. So this is something that I talked today about. Okay, so if you were watching the live stream all alone, you will be able to reply it, because again, that's basically to test your knowledge about the live stream. So that's the goals of those questions, is to test your knowledge. So let me write the question down and then I'm going to show it to you. So get ready to answer ABC, and you cannot pre-shot the answer. If you pre-shot the answer, you're automatically disqualified. Okay. Okay, so that's your question. Now I'm gonna put the answers. Okay, guys. So the questions are now ready. So you answer A, B, C, or D. Okay, A, B, C, or D. So 3, 2, 1, go. So what type of alert can give you a notification when there is a body closure above or below a certain level? The normal alert when you click on the plus button, so the normal alert if you click right here at alerts. You need to add the alert with the Fibonacci tool. You need to add a normal alert and then customize it, or you need to add a line and then add an alert in the line settings. So that's a more tricky question. It's more complicated, but if you were watching the live stream, you know the answer because I showed you how to do it. Okay. Okay, so first 5 people who got the right answer will go in the wheel of names. Okay, guys. Okay, so let's see who got it right. So from what I see, again, it's from my perspective, the first people who got it right were here. So it's the number D. The answer is the number D. So you need to add a line and then add an alert in the line settings. That's the right answer. So basically you need to add right here a line. So you click on plus, draw horizontal line, and then you click on add alert in the settings, and then you can select once per bar close. So that was the right answer. So people who got the right answer was D. So let me see the first 5 people who got D. So we have Monique. Okay. We have Win1. Okay. We have Fairman Food. Okay. No, that's not right. That's C. My bad. You had the wrong answer. You had this person that answered D. And we had this person who answered D as well. And we have this person who answered D as well. So, bam. Okay. Your name is telling me something. That's why I opened your account. Okay, guys. So, this is the first 5 people who got the right answer. So this is the time to spin the wheel of names. So guys, the person who will get their name selected randomly will need to contact me and I'm gonna send them the code. So guys, 3, 2, 1, good luck to everyone and let's spin that. So the winner for this week is... that was close, but Monique won. So yeah, that was really close with the second person Win1, but yeah, Monique is the one who won the account. So Monique, this is your channel. You just need to send me a proof that this is your channel. So basically send a recording of your dashboard, a screenshot of your dashboard, and just DM me on Instagram. So you go on Instagram and you just find my name. It's as well in the description of this live. So as you can see exactly right here, you can just go on Instagram and DM me there. So yeah, guys, if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate as well. Of course, everyone can DM me, not only the winner. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. I hope everyone enjoyed the live stream. The recording as well will be sent in the Discord. So yeah, the recording will be sent in the Discord right here in the weekly outlook. And yeah, if you want to join the Discord or anything, everything is in my bio right here. So yeah, guys, have a nice end of the day and I'm gonna see you soon next week.